Morning. Hope all the happy hikers out there are having a great start to your day. Nice to see you, or not see you, as that might be weird and creepy. Especially if you're like me and you typically watch these videos in your house coat with the little coffee stain on the lapel, and actually, I'm sure you're all looking your very best. Me, I'm doing great, thanks. How could I not? I've got my coffee to start the day. It's going to be beautiful today, and I'm about to go on a 15-mile hike. And of course, the cherry on top, I get to talk to you. So today's video is about, well, videos. And no, I'm not going to specifically talk about the recent changes to the YouTube monetization policy. I'll actually tackle that in a later segment in this series. But just very briefly, I would say we've got a lot of great creators out there that are planning their 2018 through hike and vlogging that experience. And some of them, whether for charity or for personal reasons, are planning to monetize their stations. And the recent YouTube changes have made that mountain a little bit harder to climb. And while I would not claim to ever impose or suggest who one should watch or who one should subscribe to, if you are inclined and looking to add additional through hikers onto your watch list, I do encourage you to go back to Early Riser 71 station and take a look if there's anybody you want to add. I think anything we can do as a community to help those people lower that mountain as they are literally climbing mountains and filming them for our enjoyment goes a long way. Anyway, so yes, I did mention a segment. I'm actually hoping that this is going to be a series of videos about making videos, about making YouTube, as seen through the eyes of a novice, the beginner vlogger, the beginner YouTuber. Yeah, it's not lost on me that as of late I seem to be a novice about quite a few things. Hiking, vlogging, but it's actually quite refreshing. I'll admit, rarely am I ever the smartest man in the room, but that said, for most of my adult life, most of the undertakings I've taken on, I've had a certain degree of competency in them. And so to be a novice again, to be completely green, is both very scary, but exciting as well. Anyway, back to today's video. So it was about 4 months ago when the idea to vlog, or at least take video on this through hike to supplement my photography, first kind of hit my mind. And like anything I do, when a new idea hits, I start with research. And where does one go for research? Well, they go to YouTube. So I started watching videos. I was looking for tutorials, but I also watched just a whole lot of videos of people hiking. And the first rule I learned about making videos about hiking is there is no rule. There is no mold or model to follow, no instructional video, no paint by numbers where you plug in hiker A and shot B and script C and outpopulates your answer YouTube gold. Which I guess kind of makes sense. I mean, if you think about the favorites, the people you follow, there's probably not a carbon copy in the mix. That being said, if you are looking for somebody that I think inherently demonstrates the best way to hike and vlog at the same time, I'd encourage you to check out Evan's backpacking videos, because he's got his hiking vlogging game down pretty tight. So, if there's no instructional video, if there's no map on how to do this, how does one start to vlog their through hike? Welcome to my hikeification. So I initially set up this channel for family, friends, maybe the occasional bystander. But with over 800 of you already following, and thank you by the way, it adds a little extra pressure. one has to step up their YouTube game a bit. And all of a sudden I start to worry about what my content's going to be. Am I going to be able to provide something that people are going to enjoy watching for 6 months when I'm essentially doing the same thing every single day? But then I thought about who I follow, who I look forward to when their next video is going to drop. And I had this epiphany, that light bulb moment, and I realized it was less about what they were doing. I mean, rarely do you see a creator driving supercars through the streets of Monaco or summiting Everest or jumping out of an airplane. But really it was more about who they were. Which brings us to the first lesson on how to vlog your thru hike. Define, who am I? And what got me thinking about this was a recent conversation I had with a friend not too long ago. We were out to dinner and the topic in the conversation was about my thru hike, which inevitably seems to be all I talk about. Yes, I do fixate a little. I'm surprised anybody's inviting me out anymore. But over the post-dinner latte, where all good, deep and meaningful conversations happen, the conversation moved from my thru hike to my vlogging. And after a little self-congratulations for the first few successful videos, we moved to whether I created videos for me or for you, the audience. Who was I as a creator? What would my voice be? But before we can answer that question, we need to deal with a few concepts first. A bit of disclaimer, I tend to overthink things, and this is going to be no different. But with 50 days left till I go on my hike, I need something to keep me distracted. And pondering the very philosophy of the nature of my being seems as good a focus as any. To find my voice, first and foremost, we need to answer a few questions. The primary being, why am I vlogging? Well, I'm vlogging to chronicle this journey. I'm vlogging to be an active part of this thru hiker community. I am not, however, vlogging with any aspirations to make YouTube a career or gain any fame. Okay, that's a good answer. Maybe a little on the surface though. Let's dig a little bit deeper, peel back that onion a little bit more. What do I hope to achieve? Well, I don't want to tell the AT story, at least in any formal way. Rather, I want to tell my story on the Appalachian Trail, and that of the people and the experiences around me. So I want to tell an AT story through the lens of a novice hiker, but not the AT story, if that makes any sense. At the same time, I want a journalesque overview of my hike, because I'm not going to be blogging or journaling this time around kind of as I did when I was in Asia. I want to share learnings, tips and tricks as I grow a hiker to help that next would-be thru hiker, just as I've learned from those that have preceded me. I want to share my emotions, my vulnerability, my progression or regression as a person. I want my parents to know I'm still alive. I want an outlet for my creative vision, albeit creative may be arguable. I'd love to be discovered by Z-Packs and get their first ever sponsorship. And I want to relish the little things. And I think videoing it will allow me to be more aware of my surroundings without actually being removed from them. So yeah, quite a few desires. But in that, I also want to make quality content that you, the audience, is going to enjoy. So I'm really not making videos for me or for you. I'm not going to be disingenuous and create some character or persona that I think is going to drive subscribers or views. Nor am I just going to throw content out there that I don't think the viewers are going to appreciate to some degree. So I guess I'm in that gray area, that middle road. It's all about balance. I want to make quality content that's meaningful for me, but at the same time that I would want to see if I were a viewer. I want to remain true to who I am and have a little fun along the way. Now, some of my videos will be more audience oriented, like my how to spot a thru hiker in the office. And others will be a little more personal, like the Stoli Chronicles. And it's okay that the Stoli Chronicles had one of the least views of the videos I put out thus far. Those two types of videos can exist in tandem on the same channel, and I will be completely comfortable with their respective content and positioning. So the other question, how will my content stand out with at least 60 of us currently anticipating vlogging our thru hikes? The same scenes, the same views. Turns out this may be less of an issue. You see, it really is less about the content and more about the person. Put in perspective, how many gear videos have you seen? Me, I would guarantee I'm over 100. But they're all different. And that's not because of the gear. I mean, let's be honest, while there is some variation, within the first minute, you can probably guess 90% of what's going to be in a given person's bag. So while we come for the possible learning, we stay for the person, the engagement, the connection. So whether it's 6 or 60 or 600, it's all good. I don't need to cannibalize views from another hiker or worry that they'll take them from me, for we're all just telling our story. I mean, I imagine very few of us have any desire to make YouTube a career or to become a YouTube celebrity. If we did, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't choose the thru hiking vlogging niche to launch our YouTube brand. For I, for one, have yet to see any hiking videos on the YouTube top trending. That said, I do now have one viewer in Kazakhstan, one in the Congo, and one in Uruguay. So I'm pretty sure that makes me internationally famous. So I've got that going for me. In a nutshell, I don't need to stand out from the 60 or so 2018 vloggers, or worry if I'm doing things the same or different enough from those that have preceded us in order to gain some relevancy in this genre. We already stand out in our own way. It's all about the hiker that I gravitate to and their story. So in answering, who am I? It highlights the importance of being genuine, not a character. And I'm sure I'll find my voice on the trail, and when I do, my voice will evolve. So I mentioned earlier I have a tendency to overthink things. And I have spent some time thinking about this channel and what hikeification incarnate would be. Which is not about planning content already, but thinking about how my content will group. So what can you expect when I hit the trail? Well, essentially I anticipate there's going to be 3 groupings of videos. The first is going to be the daily vlogs. This is going to be a chronological view of the journey. Minimal editing, pretty short, a lot of talking heads. It'll be kind of, it's Wednesday, here's what I did. Enthralling though that may be. Now I'm told the daily vlogs and just dailies in general can be a lot of work. And so if vlogging becomes a bit of a distraction, this will be the first thing that falls off, either in frequency or altogether. The second grouping is going to be more theme-based. These are the ones where I'm going to give a little bit more of an artistic flair. You know, think Chris M, aka Spielberg, and a lot of shots of you walking away from the camera. There'll be more voiceover, a little bit longer, a little bit more thematic. I'm going to experiment a bit, and like any good experiment in the kitchen, some of them are going to be marvelous, others probably will leave a little bit to be desired, but those ones we're just going to have to grin and bear it. And these vignettes I hope can act as both standalone clips but also be able to bookend the articulation of my journey. And finally, there's what I call the intermissions. These are little asides from my through hike, unrelated or at least not as closely correlated to the Appalachian Trail. They will come with a frequency as the mood hits. There'll be things like Q&As or gear reviews. So through it all, I want your comments, your questions. If you like something, let me know. If you don't like something, put that in the comments as well. If I've got something in my beard or my fly's open, maybe send me a private message. For me, this is all about learning, and that's the fun part. But to do that, I need your feedback. At the end, I would like to put these clips together in some sort of personal mini AT documentary. Maybe a bit of an expanded version of this storyboard. So if anyone clicked on this video hoping for a step-by-step instruction on how to vlog, my apologies for any misdirection. But here you go, here's the theme, the lesson for today, Cole's Notes version. Just do it and be yourself. As always, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And I will follow up with a few more videos in this series on So You Want to Vlog Your Through Hike from the lens of a novice vlogger and through hiker. The next ones will be a little bit more technical, however. Till next time, hike on.